See, fashion is very underrated, and it's one thing that a lot of guys will completely marginalize. They'll say, dude, fashion, that's for girls. And they'll just leave it at that. And then they will go and dress like a pure slob. I actually know this one guy who's really funny. He's always outraged about something, and he's the most outraged when it directly affects him. One day he came to me, he's like, Armani, you won't believe it. I was like, what? He's like, the amount of women that are currently heightists, it repulses me. I was like, what the hell is a heightist? And he's like, a heightist is someone that discriminates you based on your height. And this friend of mine is 5'6". And whenever someone finds out that in these dating apps that he's 5'6", they swipe left, or if they find out midway in the conversation, so this guy at least got the conversation going, and they find out in between, the guy says, oh, by the way, I'm 5'6". This girl, or her tone just apparently turns cold. You see? So this friend was whining to me one day. He's just like, you won't believe it, man. Heightists and such. And then I'm looking at this guy, and he looks like a straight up slob. He could grow a big beard, but his beard, it's not combed. It's all over the place. Whenever we go out, he wears these sweatpants. The same sweatpants that he wears in his living room all the time. This guy's a cat, so there's cat hair on his sweatpants. His shirt, he's wearing one of these college football shirts. I'm like, bro, you don't look like an adult right now. Well, you kind of do because of your disgusting beard, but you don't look like an adult, if you see what I'm saying. And this guy was just undermining fashion. I'm like, can you at least dress up a little bit? And he's like, nah, man, screw that. And he just wouldn't give it a chance. Luckily now, I talked to him recently, and he seems very different. He's been playing around with his hair more. He's been getting a little bit more interested in fashion, and he's been telling me more about it. He's just like, yeah, man, I've actually been following a couple of creators on social media who have been helping me think about fashion in a completely different way. It's more so a way to control other people's perceptions. And once he's seeing it like that, rather than in this flamboyant way that a lot of guys initially think of it as, he's saying it as, it just makes me elevated in other people's perceptions. Nowadays, he's taking fashion more seriously. And for guys, here's the thing. From my experience, I've noticed that there's only 2 rules that need to be followed. Number 1, you need to be in shape. And number 2, you need to wear clothes that fit. Now, I would say most guys out there have one or the other. They have a great shape to them, but they do not wear clothes that fit. And other times, they wear clothes that fit, but they are not in shape. You see? So this isn't good. If you have a little bit of both, I'm talking about that shape where you have those nice big shoulders, the traps, the V tape, good quads, you could pretty much wear anything and it will look like a designer outfit. So I'm not going to give any tips on girls with this. I believe with girls, like, you really got to understand the intricacies of fashion. So when they know the intricacies, I give them respect for that because they had to put in the work. But for guys, you have to put in the work in a completely different sort of way. You don't have to do that much studying. Now, granted, you should do that much studying. And I mean, here's a little cheat code. Most guys are still not going to put in that kind of work. I don't have time to put in that kind of work. I got shit to do. So every now and then, I spot one of the people from my crew. It doesn't have to be an immediate crew as well. It could be a second tier, third tier crew. I'm like, this guy always looks fresh. Even though he doesn't say much in events, he still sticks out. Hey, Alan, come here real quick, man. How'd you learn to dress like that? And he'll tell you, he's geeking out on stuff like this. He follows Pinterest boards. He follows big influencers on fashion. He experiments himself. And you just pretend to be someone who's curious. Don't pretend, actually be curious. And you're just like, wait a minute. So you shop from where? Oh, you buy the different colors of a shirt that you like? Huh, I never thought of it like that. you don't have that many items in your closet, but it always looks like you're wearing different things. You're over here getting all of this info from them. You're downloading it, and now it can be applied to you. Okay? And other than that, it's just the gym. So it's gym and wearing clothes that fit. And just like that, perception increases tremendously